There ain't no grave can hold my body down. There ain't no grave can hold my body down.
I'm Tom Morrow, and this is my co-host Al Dente, and we are World of Pro Wrestling,
where we give our opinion on current state of wrestling history today, and today our topic is...
The Rock brings it
to WrestleMania 27.
Compared to last year's WrestleMania, this year's WrestleMania by far was better.
But it could have been a lot better. For example, the booking wasn't that great.
Yeah, especially with the match order by having the World Heavyweight Championship match first, we were very confused on that.
Yeah, I mean, we had at my house, we had a whole bunch of people over, and Tom was there, and the first thing that I said when they had the heavyweight title, I said, Tom, there's something wrong going on.
Yeah, there was something wrong going on. And that match was okay.
It was good, but Del Rio, they pushed him for a while.
They really did. They really had him going, but then the way they ended it at WrestleMania wasn't that great.
It was an okay match. It wasn't as long as I wanted it to be. They seemed to devote not as much time, but they've devoted too much time to Edge and Christian destroying Del Rio's car.
Yeah, that was too overplayed. I don't even know why Christian or Brutus Clay was even bothered to be a part of that. They had no...
Yeah, we all thought that Christian was going to turn on Edge. Even when Edge gave him the pipe, I thought Christian was going to go attack him.
But that was kind of weird by putting that. I mean, you should put that in the middle of the show. You should have like a Sheamus, Daniel Bryan, but for some reason, they canceled that match.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure why. I think Vince kind of lost. He wanted to make it the best show possible, but it didn't turn out that great. And after the World Heavyweight Championship match, after they destroyed the car, they had the Cody Rhodes Rey Mysterio
match. I thought Rhodes was gonna. I had a feeling that Rhodes was gonna win because Rhodes needs the win. He needs it for his career. Mm-hmm. If he lost this match to Mysterio, it just wouldn't make him that credible. I mean, he looks like when he came out to the ring when he had the mask on, it looked like an idiot.
Yeah, that did. You know. It didn't make any sense. I mean, his face is just fine. By playing it up that much, it's just pathetic.
I mean, the match was good. It had
they had Captain Mysterio come out.
Yeah, every year at WrestleMania and a couple other ones, he comes out dressed in like some weird outfit.
I think 2 years ago he was Joker from The Dark Knight.
I think 1 year he was also like an Aztec guy. And
yeah.
Then he was like an Avatar. And this year he was like Captain Mexico. He comes out with the Captain America logo, like the logo and the colors, but with an M on his hat.
Yeah, Captain Mysterio.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, that's good. And
that match was okay.
Match was good.
Cody Rhodes won.
Yeah, Rhodes hit Mysterio with his leg brace. He was taking off. Ray had it, right?
Ray had the leg brace.
He took it off.
And Ray put on Cody Rhodes' mask on top of his mask.
And he kept headbutting him over and over again.
It was okay, but that could have been much better.
Yeah, I mean, they should have had Daniel Bryan and Sheamus.
That match would have been better. Daniel Bryan's great. Sheamus is great, but that turned into a dark match, Royal Rumble, mini dark match. We didn't see it. We read it.
It certainly would have been better than the next match after Rhodes and Mysterio, which was the tag match with Morella, Kingston.
God. That lasted 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Yeah, there's not.
That was just to showcase a big show at WrestleMania. That was a nothing match.
Yeah, Kofi Kingston replaced Kozlov. It was a waste of time.
Kozlov hurt his whole shoulder.
Yeah.
We saw a picture.
It was a waste of time to put Kingston
in there. It really was.
In
They should have kept the Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
They had the 8 guys, but they changed the match, but I mean...
And that's an overall problem that I have with WrestleMania, this year's WrestleMania. I don't know if I forgot if they had it last year.
They had it last year.
Oh, yeah, they had it last year. And they should have brought it back. They should get rid of the pay-per-view Money in the Bank and bring it back to
WrestleMania, because that's a great match to watch.
It's a great match.
As a filler.
And not much happened in the tag match. The usual suspects won. Morella, Kane, Big Show, and Kingston won.
The face have to win. So.
And after that, we had Orton versus Punk.
That was an okay match.
That was a good match.
I mean, they were on their game that night, but I think the whole match order, because from what I read, that Vince changed the match order in the last hours up to WrestleMania, which screwed everything up, and the match time, and they didn't have enough time to do everything, so...
Yeah, I mean, time was an issue for this WrestleMania.
They could plan it out, and...
They didn't even have a recap at the very end. Usually every year they have like a recap of everything.
I think due to all the match switching, you couldn't really do that. But the Orton-Punk match was a very great match.
Yeah, it was a good match.
The way Orton finished it when CM Punk jumped off the top, and then he RKO'd him.
Yes, Punk jumps off the top rope, and Orton smoothly transitions.
That was great.
And then he gives a little nod like a couple times when he does it, because he knows he got it. And he pins him and he wins. I thought that was good. I liked the finish to that match. Another thing that before we go on with the rest of the matches, no titles switched hands.
No titles.
Night. And then next one was Jerry Lawler
versus Michael Cole.
Which reminded me a lot of the Bret Hart versus
They built that up greatly. Yeah. I thought it was going to be great.
Yeah.
I thought something would have happened. Michael Cole would have got injured. He wouldn't have done commentating, but they had a lot of commentators that night.
Yeah.
Booker T, Josh Matthews, JR, Lawler, Cole.
Booker T got stunned in the ring when he went after the match.
Yeah, when he spit up all the beer everywhere. That was great.
But first about the match wasn't that good. It started off a little slow. I mean, actually, the whole match was slow, and it started off...
Well, you have announcers, but I mean, Jerry the King Lawler, but I mean...
Yeah.
They could have made it a lot better. Mm-hmm. And then by Jerry Lawler getting DQ'd at the end didn't make a lot of sense. Yeah. So I think they're going to play up the whole GM storyline.
Yeah, at first Lawler wins, and then the GM comes on and says that he wants to reverse it because Stone Cold, who was a special guest referee, got too involved in the match. You knew that was going to happen, though, so that they're probably going to play up the GM storyline now, which I only can see. I actually didn't think that was going to happen. So far, a lot of the finishes to the matches are pretty good.
Yeah.
But I think this was the first one that I was disappointed with the finish. Yeah,
they could have made it much better.
Yeah.
But seeing Stone Cold was great and everything.
Mm-hmm. Next match is Snooki versus Snooki.
No, there was the Undertaker match.
Oh yes, how could I forget?
That was a great match. Wow. It did live up to the Shawn Michaels Undertaker match, but nonetheless, that was an awesome match. Those two veteran superstars put on a great show by destroying the coal mine, and
the Spanish announce table.
You couldn't have asked for something better. I mean, when Triple H hit him with the chair again and again.
Pedigree after pedigree. They both got fined because of the chair shot, but that's another story.
But I mean, after a while, you have to understand that Undertaker is going to win these things. Even though you know he's going to win, they put on a great show. They put on a great match.
Yeah.
And you saw at the end that even though Triple H lost and the Undertaker fell, he wanted to come help him pick him up.
It was still believable, but it wasn't, again, as you said, it wasn't as good as the Shawn Michaels and Undertaker matches. It had a lot of heart in this match, but it wasn't better than those two.
So we'll see Undertaker in, I don't know, 3-4 months when he takes his hiatus, goes on vacation for a little bit.
They'll probably have a rematch somewhere down the line.
Somewhere.
And next up is Snooki, John Morrison, Trish Stratus to return.
Again.
Lay Cool and Dolph Ziggler.
Filler match. You got to put your earplugs in when you hear Vicky Guerrero.
Yeah.
Snooki did that one flip thing.
She did like a cartwheel. And
Yahoo picked it up on their front page.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good. I was impressed.
It was pretty good. But
Trish carried most of the match, but Snooki had that one little highlight, and that was it.
Yeah, and then they won.
Match.
And then we have
Miz versus John
Cena.
It was a bad match, but Miz actually put on a better wrestling show than Cena. Cena only had which was surprising.
I mean, you have the Miz in a main event WrestleMania match, but I mean that's why they have The Rock.
Yeah. And speaking of The Rock,
but before you say that, when they both got it was a draw, we're sitting there like, wait.
This can't happen at WrestleMania.
No, you can't be a draw. We paid enough to see somebody win here. But then you knew who the host was, but he really didn't do anything. He gets slapped by Mae Young a little bit in backstage.
Yeah, well, that was as much action as we thought he was going to get for the night.
Yeah, but he came out.
And then he comes out, The Rock, he says, no, this isn't going to happen. So he says that he's going to restart the match. And
after Miz got that concussion, which we're not sure of, but he did hit his head pretty hard.
And after the match, he really looked like he didn't know where he was.
No,
So they restart the match. Both of them get into the ring. Miz is on the outside, I think on the apron, and John Cena looks back, sees The Rock. The Rock bottoms Cena,
which was awesome. Crowd goes nuts.
Miz runs into the ring, pins Cena, and wins. And the crowd was going crazy. And this leads us to what happened the night after WrestleMania.
After The Rock stares at Cena.
Next year, WrestleMania 28, we'll have the main event of The Rock versus John Cena.
I'm very confused about that. I don't know how they're going to keep a storyline like that for a year.
10 years after Hogan versus Rock. I think we can all
You won't
tell who's
see
gonna win.
The Rock.
For a while.
For a while.
Yeah.
It'll be Cena versus The Miz. And Cena will not be... How is he going to be in Rumble? To win for the title? No, he's going to verse The Rock. So it plays off a lot of storylines for Cena.
Yeah.
So he's not going to win the Rumble. There's a lot of storylines. He's not going to have the title this time next year.
If he wins the title, he's going to have to lose it.
He's going to have to lose it.
And other than that, we'll see what happens in a year.
It was a great WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Alright, I think that's all the time we have for today. If you liked our video, we've got 2 words for you. Please
subscribe.
Also, you can follow us on Twitter at AlWPWTom at Twitter.com.
And the question today is, what is your opinion on WrestleMania 27?
Please leave your answers and comments below. See ya.
Keep it in the ring, YouTube.